Alrighty, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, there we go. I am about to play my game, the game that I produced with my team for the game jam. I just want to give you guys a tad bit of the music. I am just going to fix one thing, and then we're gonna be set. But I'm like, play the music, girl. Play the music. Oh no, not yet. We weren't ready. We're gonna pull it back up. Pull, pull up it up. Pull up it up. I tried to say it proper, but that didn't work. Right? Can't really do that properly. Yeah. Mm, okay. I'm really excited to share Tallawah with you guys. One, you cannot say the name wrong. That's my favorite part. Right? That is my absolute favorite part is that you can't say the name wrong. Um, Another part is that this is my first game jam ever. And this is the first game I've like produced start to finish, right? Because there's a lot that I want to do. Um, but yeah, and I'm playing this. I want to go through it. I want to show you guys. I want you guys to see all of it and vote and be like, yeah, I like it, right? I like it. Like, hey, Mikey, he likes it. Like that's what I want. So, let me just give you guys a bit more, just a tad bit more of the music, and we're gonna go through it slow, and then even some of it, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna pick it up and just kind of play. I'm gonna play like the soundtrack for you guys because I it's a banger, and it's not just me who thinks it's a banger, right? Like it's just a banger, period. So without further ado, let's get into this game. Let's get into this game. So while we're playing, let me turn this down a smidge so you could hear me because I know, or I'll turn me up. I'll turn me up and I'll turn it up. So I just want to walk through it really quickly. This is why I also keep like pulling it back up because like I could play it on my computer, but I want to play it on the itch.io page. Uh, so so I just want to walk through this like piece by piece, right? And the first piece is that this is like a video generated cover. However, it's from an actual picture that I took in Jamaica. So I put the picture into the generator and I had it make like a video because like time was running short. And to be honest with you, I'm not a um to be honest with you, I am not a great like artist. Like maybe if I keep trying, right? This particular gameplay, which maybe is about 5 minutes, it has a couple of tracks. I think it has about 3 tracks to it. So this is like the opening music, and then the menu, and so right here I wanted to get intuitive and tell you guys how to play without it being long drawn out, which I think was one of the hardest things that I had to figure out because I wanted it to be like really really immersive. Sorry about that. I wanted it to be really really immersive, and with a game jam game you don't want them playing it for like 10 minutes or so or something like that. And yeah, so you know, so I have the patois version, and I have Patway or Patois is the other one, which is patois. And this is still like this is like patois, right? The other one's like patois. So I have the top part in patois, and then I have the next part in English. So each patois gets a bit of English in it, so it can be a bit inclusive. Even though I was against that, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, you guys constantly are downloading like these Japanese games and you don't understand what they're saying, but like because it's intuitive or it has like good UI or something that you can figure out, you still play the game and you be immersed. So I really didn't want to put it in English in it, but like I did it, right? So who knows? Who knows what the final game, right? Maybe you could just play it in all patois or play it all in English. I don't know yet. So it says, this is how I wrote it, right? Rastaman kisses teeth, right? Too much garbage there, Jamaica. If we're not love and cherish on earth, we will. And I have the English version. Jamaica has too much garbage. I purposely left the English version short, kind of like a bad translation. And then she doesn't say anything. And then he goes on to pick up the garbage. And then he says, "Little girl, if you pick up some of the garbage, me watch the mongrel there, right?" And then this part, the dog bark that you are about to hear is from my cutie patootie Samson, who has made it over the Rainbow Bridge, and I thought it was such a great idea to just include him in the game and in the ambiance, because technically there's supposed to be like barking and things going on, so I put him as the first one. So this is him. That's him, and he was white and brown. He's kind of like a Dalmatian, like fluffy, like flappy eared kind of doggy. So he's the mongrel because he was also a mutt, and we heard his angry bark. Seashell. Oh no! She drops her money, right? Well, it's technically Samson, the mongrel. He took it. And so the restaurant says, "You all right?" And she kissed her teeth again. Did you like the? He did such a good job on the sound effects. So she's just, "Yeah, the dirty dog take my money." Choops. And the rest of the man chuckles. Well, if you pick up the trash, me give you something. If you pick up the trash, me give you. Oh, that's spelled wrong. So me give you some sitting for help you. Right? Seashell acquires a stick, so she gets her first item from the Rasta Man. Because for the game jam, it is about collective power, so working together, right? And something that's environmentally friendly, and something that I am passionate about is the amount of garbage. Like my very first memory of going to Jamaica and just seeing like garbage and seeing people just like throw garbage out their window, and then the gutter's full of garbage, and there's just garbage everywhere, like plastic bags, bottles, like anything. So he's gonna be instead of having like a item shop, like he's gonna be the item shop, or like finding different types of items around the game, around the map as well. The rest of my time, if you pick up the garbage, I wonder what else I've for me. Well, that's what it was supposed to say. So this is another interesting thing. When I press WASD, she doesn't walk, but when I press the arrows, she do her little boot scoot. So this is my first time doing animation, and like I said, I'm not super great at drawing. So what I did was I just like took a different sprite and I tried to copy the walk cycle. So she does walk a bit funny, but like honestly, it's the best that I could do, right? So yeah, but when I use these ones, she just don't, which is weird. I mean, to me, I didn't code it. So we see up here that she starts off with 2,000 Jamaican dollars, right? So in the early 2000s, like one Jamaican dollar equaled maybe like 70 cents, like 70 US cents, or like $1. So some things, having $2,000 is like the same as having $20. Every time you see a Jamaican dollars, you want to move the decimal too. So right now she just has $20 to go buy things at the shop. So she just got 50. She just got $50, right? And so here we see our first Sam, right? We see our first Sam right here. And we don't hit the dogs. This is a non-violent video game. We do not hit the dogs, okay? What we do is we take our stick and we scare them. We scare them away. But like he'll take money from us, right? So Sam will take money from us. So we have to be careful, right? Because that's what happened in the opening scene when we dropped our money. Sam came and he took it. And then all of his little clones right here, when I bump into him, are you gonna chase me? They take money and they take a certain amount, right? So maybe it's like 20. They take about $20 from me each time, and me picking up the garbage is gonna lead to, there's a chicken. So we have the stick to kind of ward off the chickens for now, but we have another item coming. And so, her goal is to pick up the garbage without being disturbed, and we see that that just unlocked a piece. And if we try to go this way, it's closed. That place is also closed, and I'm getting robbed by these chickens. Okay. The fire pit is more like I'm not safe. I don't feel safe enough to go get that money. It's kind of like so you know where you're going. So we have more Sams, and we can actually disrupt the flow of them. You see how they turned the other way because they got startled because we smacked the stick on the ground. And so we have to just find where we're going, right? So say like, oh no, I get stuck. It's okay, right? And now I have 3,000 Jamaican dollars, right? Samson's getting too close. Back up, back up, back up. So we got the chicken again. We got the chicken. We got the chickens. We got the chickens. We gotta go. We gotta go. That place is still closed. Now we see that this is open. We got some more Samsons that we gotta be careful of. Oh, he's gonna get us. He's gonna get us. He's gonna get us. We got some more chickens. Okay, wait. Go. So part of the goal is to pick up the garbage. We got chickens and Samson. Oh my gosh. And then we get a water gun, right? So now we have a water gun and a stick. And we've picked up 4 pieces of trash, right? We don't really know how much trash we have to pick up, but we pick them up just in case, right? And so we have some trash down here. Oh, let's change it, right? And then we have a meter, so we can't just spam, right? We have to like be wise about it. And so the meter also had some sprites, but the way that they work, I had to do them a little bit different. And so if you're thinking like, where's the rest of the collective power come in? It's right here. We see that X is for the assist. This chicken will not leave me alone. So we press X, and then we have our cousin come out that says, out of many one people, little but with Tallawah. So we get more money when we use the assist, okay? So we just, and you see I can't spam it. Right? Okay, so now I got more money. So look at all this money I got. Right, so, oh my gosh. I don't think there's anything over here. Okay. Sam, move! Okay. So, we got more Sams. We got more Sams, more chickens, more garbage. I decided to go with the water gun because chickens don't like being wet, some of them, right? And so I thought that made like the most sense. And then also, Samson doesn't like to be sprayed either, but he likes certain type of water. So we just picked up our 7 pieces of garbage, and this is only a demo, right? So our demo's all complete. We have enough money, and so we get to go through. And Seashell comes back and she says, she enters the shop, she gets the ingredients for the beef patties. And the beef patties ingredients will vary, right? So you could use something like egg powder for the color. You don't always have to use, I guess I should walk through. So, and I think so we're on track number 4 right now. Or maybe this was the one in the beginning. So we still got about 3 tracks. So beef patties are comprised of a crust and a filling. And most of the time it's a meat filling. But you can also do things like chicken or cheese, callaloo. I've never really seen anybody put ackee, which is like the national dish of Jamaica. I've never seen them put that in a beef patty, but I'm sure you can put anything in there because it's whatever you want. So what you do is you have this process of lementation to make it flaky. So that means you add in cold butter, you're pressing it in, right? So you add the flour, you add the turmeric, you add the curry. If you add too much curry, it alters the taste, and then it'll just kind of taste a bit weird. Especially because if you cook anything like curry chicken, curry goat, what you want to do is you want to burn the curry at the bottom of the pot so it doesn't get it doesn't make your stomach upset. So you add the curry, you add the turmeric, but a very small amount. You just want to change the color to make it that gold color. you just want to make it that gold color. And then you add the cold butter in, you press it in, you press it in, you knead it, you knead it, you roll it around. I actually have a video where I was making my own beef patties and trying them out for the first time. And then you put that to cool while you make the filling. So I would use ground beef. And so, you get like your bell peppers. You can use salt, but like, you use like soy sauce, I think sometimes, so you don't really want to like over salt it. And plus the butter that's in the crust is going to be salty if you use salted butter or unsalted butter. And then you season up the beef really well, and then you put a little bit of curry in there too. And then what you want to do is you get it's called panade, or you could use cornstarch, right? But you ground up like 2-3 pieces of bread depending on how much you've made, how much filling you've made. And then you pour water, and then you mix it, mix it, mix it, right? So you mix it in a blender with your hand mixer, food processor, whatever, and then it gets you like this slurry. And that's why I said you could use cornstarch as well if you don't have like bread, because you just want something starchy and something liquidy to thicken up that filling. So like you're not eating chunks of ground beef, but you're not eating something that's soupy either. It just has like a really nice texture. And so to do that, you need flour, curry, butter, salt, bread, bell peppers, scotch bonnet. You could do that too for a bit more like undertone of flavoring, and like turmeric powder, egg powder, right? Or turmeric. You don't really have to use both. And so this is her first time going to one shop, so she has to go to multiple shops. So there is like multiple levels in this game. So we have just entered our first one, and she says, "Thanks for helping me get to the shop for the ingredients. Let's take them back to Mama's house and start making the patties." So yeah, that's what I called my grandmother. It was Mama, so I just put it like that. And there are more adventures to come, which is letting you know, like, hey, we have more things to do. We weren't just making this game just for the game jam. Like we were, yeah, I think that was like the third. So there's probably 3 or 4 soundtracks on here. Um, and yeah, so this is my team that helped me work on everything, and it was just really, really amazing. And it was my first time like directing, so it was real nice. It was really, really nice. But yeah, so I just wanted to share. I don't like that it's just going blank like that. Like, that's not normal. Oh no, it was blank this whole time. Oh my gosh. Was it blank this whole time? Ah, what happened? That's okay. I could go through it again. What happened? Like, what happened? Like, let's move it to the side. It literally was like, no, I'm not doing it. Okay, no problem. We'll go through it again. Y'all didn't want to be like, hey, man, we can't see nothing. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's no problem. We'll take it from the top. I feel like something's always happening, so it's not even like a big deal. Um, Hopefully now it'll just. It literally was like that before, and then it was like, no, it's not. Okay, let's take it from the top. Let's take it from the top. Yeesh. Not a big deal at all. Okay, let's do it again. Let's do it one more time. Let's just let's go again. Maybe that was the problem, is that okay. Maybe refreshing it was the problem. Nope. Still here. Still going. Okay. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna just check. We have to just make sure that everything's. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Okay. 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 Everything's still looking nice. It's a little bit of a delay, so we just have to. Okay, boom. Let's get it. This is Tallawah. This is the game that me and my team made for the Big Bite Game Jam. Jam Gam. Why do I keep doing that? And it is about a little Jamaican girl who's traversing the streets of Montego Bay in the early 2000s, going from shop to shop, fighting off her environment with her big imagination to get the ingredients to make beef patties, which with her grandmother. So her grandmother asked her to go out to the store. She gives her 2,000 Jamaican dollars to start with, and to like back in the 2000s, like one Jamaican dollar was probably like one US dollar or like 70 cents USD or USC. So we see her in an environment that's non-violent. Um, and instead of having like an item shop, she actually gets items from like her environment and this Rasta man who helps her out. So the main goal is to make Jamaica a prettier place by picking up the garbage, which was one of like my earliest memories of when I was visiting Jamaica, that there was just like a lot of garbage everywhere, like chip cheese bags everywhere, bigger bags, but bag juice bags, empty bags, juice bags, just everywhere. And Jamaica is such a beautiful place, and yeah, I would like to keep it that way. So Tallawah is a patois word, right? It means like we're big, like you're big, like wah is kind of like a emphasis. When something happens, you go wah, oh wah, like wah, like what was that? It's like an emphasis word. So you have tall, oh wah. And my favorite part is you cannot pronounce the game name wrong. You just read it as you see it, and it still comes out pretty how it's supposed to sound. So let's get into it. So, this part I took some inspiration from Hollow Knight's Game Jam demo, because they had like this really simple, like, okay, here's how you play. Oh, sorry. Yeah, they had this really simple of like, here's how you play, and I wanted it to be like really interactive, like the player tutorial to be the players, or the tutorial to be the player's experience. But then, this is my first game, so I had some experienced people say like, hey, we need to tone it down. We really can't do that. We have to pick and choose like what we're really going to be elaborate on. So I just got a simple screen, and I put patois, so Patwah, or Patois, which spells patois or patois. And so I have the patois version and the English version just so you don't get left out. But I was very hesitant to do this because I'm like, people always download like the Japanese games and they have no idea what's going on, and they still figure it out because like the UI is intuitive, or they just really want to play the game. So I'm like, y'all will figure it out. So I'm still deciding if the like official game will be in patois and English, or an amalgamation of both. Just to, we'll see. I obviously want it to be in patois, and then maybe like some hints or something there so we can still follow the story. But let's go. So like I said, there's no shop, but the Rasta man is the one with like the Rasta man is the one with like the items and like helping her out. So it says Rasta man kisses teeth. So he goes, too much garbage there, Jamaica. If we no love, uncherished Mother Earth will. If you know anything about a Rasta man, they kind of talk like a grand rising queen type of thing. But in this case, he's not wrong, right? Like we do have to take care of the earth. And the English version says Jamaica has too much garbage. I purposely left the English translation a bit smaller, just because, just to kind of condense it a little bit, and you would get the full thing if you like know patois. So that was kind of like me like cherishing the culture, the language a bit more. And sometimes, things don't always translate directly. So Seashell doesn't say anything. This is our main player, Seashell. This is Nati Dread, the Rasta man. And so he picks up the trash, and then he says, "Little girl, if you pick up some of the garbage, me watch the mongrel there." So this part is an example of how I incorporate a lot of things that are close to me in the game, even just for this game jam demo. So the mongrel that we are about to hear is actually my dog Samson, or I guess our family dog Samson, right? I shared him with my sisters. He has made it over the Rainbow Bridge, and I was like, how can I incorporate him in like this game? Or actually, I had the ideas of the dogs first because there's dogs all over Jamaica, stray dogs. Some people own dogs. There's just dogs everywhere, and so the bark that you're about to hear is going to be a Samson bark. That's what he sound like, and he was also white and brown, like a little like brown on his ear and like some brown patches all over him. So yeah, that's my Sam Sam. And She Shell says, "Oh no!" And she drops her coins. Well, more like Samson takes it, right? Like Samson ambushes her. And we call him just a mongrel dog, but in my head, I know it's Samson. So Samson just like ambushes her and like takes it. And now she's like missing money. So initially, I think she had maybe like 35 dollars to go ahead and spend at the shop. So her grandmother gave her like a list. She gave her the money. She gave her everything she needed. And then she gets ambushed by this dog. He takes the money, and the Rastaman says, "You all right?" And you see how she kissed her teeth. She said, "Yeah, the dirty dog take my money. Choops." Like kiss the teeth again. And the Rastaman chuckles and says, "Well, if you pick up the trash, me give you some sitting to help you." That's what say fee. But once again, you know, there's always going to be like a typo when something's trying to autocorrect you. She shall acquire sticks. So Rastaman gives her her first item. And Seashell internally says, "The rest of my time if you pick up garbage, I wonder what else am I for me." So she's just saying, like, he told me to pick up garbage. Like, I wonder what else he has. Like, what else am I gonna need? So we start off and we have our 2K, right? So remember, whenever you see Jamaican dollars, you just move the decimal twice, and she has $20, right? 20 US dollars. So 2,000 Jamaican dollars, 20 US dollars. And so we have our UI in the corner. We have our stick, which we use C to control. And we have this button down here. And we have a meter. And then we have a trash can for that garbage. Something really interesting is when I use my arrow keys, she walks. But when I use my WASD key, she kind of glides. So I'm kind of like, okay. And then she gets bigger too. Like when I... So the little green things is money, and we just got 50 extra dollars. And here's Samson, right? Here's Samson patrolling the area for what reason? And so, like I said, this is non-violent, so we don't hit them, right? We don't hit Samson. We scare him away with a stick, and then he drops that money that he owes us, right? But if we do happen to run into Samson, he's gonna take money from us, but then we can just get that right back. Right, but you see it's kind of like a bit different. It's like not always the same amount. And so we pick up trash, open up some of the ways, and here's a chicken. This is not the ideal weapon for the chicken because it's a bit close range. We have another idea, but you see how we can't just like spam it. Oh my gosh. You see how we just can't like spam it? We have to wait for the meter to like fill up to use. And we just went to get that out the way. And so we have Samson coming around the corner. We gotta go. Honestly, he's gaining on us pretty fast. So we're gonna say, no, Sam. And he just goes the other way, right? And we can disrupt the order in which this happens. Because all we want to do is just scare them away. We don't want to, So we got hit by Samson. But we're still up. We still got this chicken. Right, so we just picked up another piece of trash. We got 3 pieces of trash. We got a bunch of Samsons, and we got some garbage to pick up. There's another Samson. Let's go ahead and pick up our second item. So now we have a water gun, which we can use C, right? And we're gonna see now those chickens are dropping those green arrows, right? And it's a bit more long range because I could be down here and it still take care of the chicken. And it also helps with Samson as well, right? We can tell Samson to get away because he also doesn't like being sprayed with water, just like some chickens don't like water. So that was the thought behind picking that. And then we have another piece of garbage here. So we don't know how many pieces of garbage we need to pick up, but we know that we need to get it, right? And see, we could keep that one there. And then if we want to get even more money, uh-oh, we're losing money. If we want to get even more money, we press our assist and our cousins say, out of many one people, lickable with Tallawah. So we're big, but we're small, but we're big. And so now we get even more money by using our assist, and our assist only lasts so long. So you can see that the things got a little bit bigger. Right, and then we see we got more money. Look at all the money now. And so now that we have enough money, we've made it to the end of the demo, and we just go up, and that's it, right? So she sells seashells by the seashore. She gets to enter the shop, and she acquires flour, curry, and butter. Some of the ingredients needed to make beef patty are flour, butter, curry, turmeric, or egg powder, right? It depends if you're like a vegan and you don't want to use any animal byproducts, and you also wouldn't use butter. But a lot of like Rasta vans who are ITAL, they don't have a problem with like butter and eggs. Some of them, don't quote me, who eat like ITAL food, which is like vegetarian, vegan food. And so for patties, we need like ground beef or kalaloo. I've never really seen nobody put aki, which is the national like dish or like fruit of Jamaica. But you could do whatever you want because it's just like a little pocket, right? So you could make your dough, do the lementation process to make it flaky. So pushing in that cold butter, rolling it, letting it sit, pushing in the butter, like folding it over, things like that. And then making the actual filling by adding like your ground beef, your bell peppers, your scotch bonnet, like your salt, your soy sauce, and then your panade, which is that it's that butter. It's that bread that you get like 3 slices of any bread, and then you pour some water, and then you mix it with your hand mixer, or you mix it with like your food processor, or you mix it with like a blender, and then you pour it into your filling that's still in the pot. But if you don't have bread, you could just use water and cornstarch, because the point is to make like a slurry, to make it thick, so it cannot be, it's not, you don't want it too watery, too soupy, but you also don't want it like too chunky. Like you don't want to just be eating like chunks of ground beef, right? You want something like a spaghetti, like a meat sauce type of thing, where you have like some gravy underneath it, and then you just like spoon that in into you like cut your dough into circles. You spoon that in, you fold it in half like a taco, and then how they get those like marks on there is that they use a fork and they press the edges, and then you get like those lines on there. So that's pretty much how you make a beef patty. And Seashell not only has to go to this store, but she also has to go to another store to get like the meat and things like that, and to get the alternative options. At the end of this, I wanted there to be like a boss battle between her and like the shopkeeper, but it just wasn't doable in the time frame, and I totally understand that because I am not a C# person. I just have been learning to use Unity, so when the programmers say it's not possible, I'm not gonna push it until I understand more. So we got to do a lot of amazing things in this demo. This is like my very first game that I produced. I cannot wait to fill it out and to do like a lot more, and I cannot wait to expand on her adventure and see what like the final game looks like, because this game doesn't look like anything that was in my head. And so I'm like, what is that final game gonna look like? So Seashell says, thanks for helping me get to the shop for the ingredients. Let's take them back to Mama's house and start making the patties. So I call my grandma Mama, so that's why I named her Mama, and so that's her grandmother's name. And that's just another way of how like I made this like personable to me. And Seashell says there are more adventures to come, and that's my way of letting you know that this is not done. We have different things to go through. We got secret levels to create. We got more shops. We got more chickens. We have more dogs. We have cows, goats, things to traverse through, things that you see every day. Like in Jamaica, she just has to go around and she's going to use her big imagination. So, in real life, these things aren't messing with her, but in her head, she's so imaginative as like your 10, 8 to like 12-year-old, right? She's so imaginative that she's making up these stories as she goes. So that is Tallawah. And like I said, you cannot say the name wrong. You just say it how it looks, and however you pronounce it, it's going to come out the same. And so, two proverbs that you saw in there were out of many, one people, and that means like stronger together. Like we're not individuals, but we're actually a collective of people, right? Out of many, we're like we're not individuals. We're stronger together. And then Tallawah, we're little but we're Tallawah. That means we're little but we're big or we're tall. Like especially if you're like a small person and you make a big impact, or like Jamaica being a small island and it making like this global impact is also another way to explain that. So that is why I used it, because it's this little girl going through like this neighborhood that's so busy, full of cars, full of people, full of busy things, full of tourists, and just like the life that's in it. And, she's holding her own, she's handling her own. So that is why I named it that, because she's little, but she's big. So I just wanted to show you guys my game. And we can go a little bit through the, what's it called? We can go a little bit through the, yeah, the soundtrack too. I'm really thinking of putting up like a Kickstarter for this and then just having the soundtrack be like the incentive, because it's such a banger. It's such a banger. But this is named Talk to the Dev because hi, it's me. I'm Dev. And it's still going on. The submissions are open right now. So I'm going to ask you guys to vote for us, vote for our game in the submission. I want to get 50 votes, but I think we can get more. So let's do that, right? Let's do that. So this is gonna be a short stream. I will most likely play another game afterward. I just wanted to do the stream for my game because I review games all the time. I review a bunch of indie games. And so I said, hey man, it's only right that I would do my own, show you guys my demo, tell you what's to come, give you some expectation, tell you to follow the Twitch page, stuff like that. So people can follow me, follow the progress, follow my first game ever, because when I say something, I do it. And I'm so excited to like really get this done. So that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the people who are voting. Thank you for the people who helped me, like my team. They're really amazing. I've learned so much, and it's gonna make me a better game developer. I'm finding it very interesting to call myself like a game dev. And I haven't learned like C sharp yet, but it's a journey. It's a journey. And maybe I do everything else but that, right? Maybe I understand everything else but C sharp, because like my goodness, to get into coding again, it's not going to be my favorite thing, but we do what we got to do for the sake of the medium that we love. But I am going to hop off of here and then hop back on here. So I will see you in a bit.